hello everyone. My name is Satan Orlis of Vamp on the interwebs, and I will be your friendly neighborhood GM today. I go by she, they, and I'll be playing the world.
Hi, I'm Jen. I go by she, her. I'll be playing Anthony Silverhorn, the inventor drow. He goes by he, him. He has a little pal named Soon, who also goes by he, him.
Hello, everybody. I'm RJ. Today I'm playing Titus. We both go by he, him. I'm a menace, and he's a ranger. Can I make it any more obvious?
Hello, everybody. My name is Robyn, and I play Annelisse, the elven bard. We both go by she, her.
Hey y'all, I'm Sarah Roberts. I will be playing Lucy, our changeling Magus, and we both use any pronouns.
So, to recap last week, after a busy night in Ladros, the party made their escape and found themselves traveling south down a commercial road and on the way to discover a hidden passageway and hopefully clear it out of any monsters. But in the meantime, they settled down for the night and waited for morning to come so they could rest up and be prepared for anything the next day. But their rest was interrupted after they discovered that they had been stolen from. Someone had thieved from them. They quickly gathered up to follow the trail of the possible crook, finding an interesting character who made their home in the sparse woods that pointed them down south. Eventually, the trail led them to a roadside inn. Asking their way around, they talked with the barkeep, Darla, who pointed them towards the general goods stores in hope that they could find their lost treasures. But before they could do that, they settled down for a long rest as they are pretty exhausted. So, as we jump back in, you have finished your conversation with Darla and have booked a room. You get a group room with 4 beds. That's not a problem. They're bunk beds, but, you know, that's not any different from your last rooms and where you stayed. Is there any conversation happening before we get to rest? Okay. So, you'll settle down. It's not hard to fall asleep or to trance, depending on your character. As it's been a long day, you have traveled a lot. And while it is daytime now, you can close the windows and the room darkens. The small glow of a candlelight by a desk gently lulls you to sleep. There are some sounds from outside, people walking, talking, but slowly they fade out. And Annelisse, as you settle into your bed, the sounds of outside slowly fading, people walking, talking, the consistent clanking of a hammer against metal from the smithy next door, and everything that's happened. You fall into a deep sleep, and your dreams turn to memories as you find yourself waking up in a clearing with the sound of wood being scraped. It's the middle of the night. You see stars above you and a small orange glow of the campfire next to you, keeping you and Kalina warm through the night. And as you turn over, you see the sight of a human woman, the orange glow of the fire lighting up her features as she has your loot and a knife in her hand. At first, it's a curious sight, and there's a little bit of concern, but you trust her. And eventually, as you ask what is going on, she looks to you. The light of the fire shining a glint in her eyes as her stare intenses. When she says, "Annelisse, I have loved you since the first time I saw you. Since that night when you walked into my forge. I never want to forget this night with you. And I never want you to forget that you are loved. Because I do love you. And after everything that we've been through, I don't know how I lived my life before you. But I know that I want to continue living it with you. And there's a smile on her face as she walks over to you and sits down next to your resting body. And she hands you back your loot. And you see a small heart carved into the back.
She'll reach out and try to take the loot.
You reach out and you try and take the loot, and your hand passes through it. Time stands still for a moment. Kalina's face frozen in a smile and a look of love towards you. And slowly, the scene starts to stretch out. And she gets farther from you and farther until she disappears. And you are alone in an empty field with the stars shining above you. And for a moment, you feel again that sadness that you have hidden within you open up like floodgates for the first time in a while. And you feel a tear fall down your cheek. And as that tear falls to the ground, it ripples the images around you like water. And eventually, you awaken. To a dark room with a small candle and your new friends around you. No Kalina, no loot.
She kind of just whispers under her breath. I will see you again, my love. She goes to wipe a tear from her eye.
Slowly but surely, the rest of you wake. Anthony, you had finished your trance a while ago, and I'm assuming you're working on projects or writing in your journal.
Yeah, he's kind of sat against the door, so in case somebody tries to get in, he's kind of braced against it. And he has a smattering of drawings around him, and then he just kind of looks up when he hears Annelisse, but politely ignores it and goes back to work.
You don't quite hear what she says as she whispers to herself, but you see her wake up. And the rest of you awaken. The day outside is darker as it is late afternoon, almost evening time, right about now. And the rest of you wake up, rested, not exhausted anymore.
So, where to now?
I assume to the markets.
All right, we have something that we have to find.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Annelisse, is there anything other, any distinguishing features about your loot that I should know about?
Oh, no, just like normal wood. It's got like, like the reddish sort of tinge to the wood. Like that's quite rare, so that might be obvious. I'll know it when I see it. It's like, my baby. I will know it.
So is it redwood or cherry wood?
Could be apple.
It could be apple.
Mm-hmm.
The color is red.
Well, those are the 3 redwoods.
Do you know what the tuners look like on it? I know sometimes they're more decorative than others.
Well, actually, yes, they're like slight, like golden color on the tips of them, like slight golden, slight reddish gold. Not much else distinguishing on it though. Like just, normal loot.
Is it a 4-string or a 6-string?
Let's go with the 6-string.
All right.
Alto, soprano. Come on, we need a little bit more info than that.
Like, is the face inlaid? Does it have a mother of pearl setting to it?
Look, it's a loot, okay? I'll know the loot when I see it, okay? Let's go.
Good grief.
These are very important because not only will it help identify the maker,
There's no marks on it, no maker marks or anything. Like I will know it. It will call to me.
It's a magical loot.
So we're looking for a generic loot that will call to you.
Is it possessed? Because we
No, as in like it's not going to literally be like, yo, Annelisse, I'm here, just in this guy's bag. Not going to do that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, like, I will know it. I will see it. I will feel it. That is my loot.
Titus
No?
leans to Anthony. So if it's being played, the timbre and the sound of lute will call to her.
Got it, okay. Not like an evil entity possessing it, got it.
No, you and possessions are...
That's a you thing. Mhm.
It quite literally is a me thing.
If I remember correctly, the good doctor prescribed you not get possessed anymore.
Anymore?
Failing at that! He puts a thumbs up as he gathers his papers.
Wait, what?
Don't worry about it.
I think this is something we should worry about, Titus says as
No.
he grabs his pack and starts moving.
You guys okay?
Never. Not once in our life have we been okay.
Once, but then the fire happened.
The fire?
I got kicked in the gut by a goat, so no, I haven't been okay.
I'm gonna go find your loot. Good luck. And Lucy's going to take her bags and leave the room. There was like a general store, wasn't there?
Yes, Darla did say that you could speak to Rasha, who runs the general store. A lot of people try and sell stuff to her. It's very much a general store. There's a lot of the traveling equipment, food, rations, but also a bit of a trade-in for certain things that people want to sell. And she told us just across the road from her from the inn.
Lucy's gonna go downstairs and just wait by the front door to see if the rest end up coming out, or if they're just gonna stand in the room telling their life story.
Anthony will come down. He's just stuffing papers into his bag. Kind of pauses once he walks past Kyra and is like, oh, yeah, sure. I need a sun hat, but yes, loot sun hat.
You know, you really need to stop teasing her. She's already confused enough about us.
Yeah. It's a soft introduction to who we are, I would like to say.
A soft introduction would be not giving her a heart attack every morning.
I haven't exploded the room. I think this method works.
Suit yourself.
Titus comes down with Annelisse.
Yeah.
As you all come down, the bar area is a little bit busier. You do see Darla at the bar just serving drinks to a couple patrons. A few of 5 or 6 of them are at the tables, which for a small place like this makes it at least half full or 3/4 full. She sees you and gives you all a wave as she continues serving drinks.
Kyra will wave back. So, general store, then where else do you want to look?
Well, I feel that, yes, looking like general store, ask around into a few of the other places. I mean, if it was stolen, probably they're just going to try selling it. It's not magical or anything. It should, I don't think they would keep it, basically. So ask in general store, see where they point us to.
All right.
You exit. It is closer to evening time, though it seems a little darker. Dark clouds overhead, and there's a slight drizzle to the sky. But when Darla said it is across the road, it is literally across the road. All you have to do is cross it. The building itself is made out of stone, like a white grayish stone brickwork, with some plaster at the bottom. Some dark wooden shutters line the walls next to the door, and it just says general store and general goods. There's no real big name. You're free to enter. As you do, you see a large open room with rows of shelves. As you were entering, there's someone coming out almost in a hurry towards the back in like the checkout area. A person who seems to be blocked by a larger figure who is sighted by two other men. And whoever would like to make a perception check can.
15 for Lucy.
17 for Anthony.
11 for Annelisse.
20 for Titus.
Okay. Annelisse, you are a little distracted as you are looking around and hopes to maybe seeing your loot somewhere on display. But the rest of you notice. And Annelisse, you do notice these three men in kind of put together armor, weapons at their side. And the rest of you notice this as well, but you are also able to, with the quietness of the store, overhear the tail end of a conversation. And you hear a feminine voice from across the counter say, I already gave you what I have. I don't have any more. Where am I supposed to find more? And the main man says, my job's not to know where you find it. It is to receive it. So either you give it to us or consequences happen. It's not that hard, doll place. I'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you have what I need. And without giving the other person a chance to respond, they turn around and we see him. He seems like the men in the middle in charge as the other two kind of flank him. They just give you all a nod as they exit the store.
Lucy's gonna give the leader a flirtatious smile.
Mm-hmm. There's a wink in response.
Titus is busy looking at a shelf, but he's going to mark the leader with his hunt prey ability.
Okay. Can you put that in chat so I can make sure I know exactly what it does? Yeah.
While he's looking for that, if I go to the window, can I see which direction they are heading off in?
Yes. You go to the window and it is speckled with raindrops, but you can see that they head out and down south. To the left south, yeah.
For those at home, you designate a single creature as your prey and focus your attacks against that creature. You must be able to see or hear the prey, or must be tracking the prey during exploration. You gain a +2 circumstantial bonus to perception checks when you seek your prey, which is a travel skill, and a +2 circumstantial bonus to survival checks when you track your prey. You also ignore the penalty for making range attacks within your second range increment against the prey you're hunting. You can only have one creature designated as your prey at a time. If you use hunt prey against a creature you already have while you have a creature designated, the prior creature loses the designation and the new prey gains the designation. And the designation lasts until my next daily preparations.
Okay. Does it give you like how far away you can track them?
No, but I have an easier time tracking them.
Okay.
Lucy, after looking out the window, is going to turn on her heel and look at the lady running the shop and just say, well, they seem absolutely horrible. Hi, do you buy things here?
The woman looks at you and she says, you have no idea. And behind the counter, you see a tiefling woman with a dark greenish bluish skin. White scleras, but this golden iris. And she says, but don't worry about them. What can I help you with?
Oh, well, I have some things to sell if you are buying, and
Sure, it depends.
Okay, and I was also hoping to pay for some information if you have it.
Depends on the information. I don't really know much, but sure.
Okay. Well, let's see. I have all of these things to sell and this bag. I do not need it. And she is going to take the bag from that we found in the woods from the dead lady and just dump the contents onto the countertop. And, also this. What is this worth, do you think? I'm not sure that I want to sell it, but I'd like to at least know what I've got. And she's going to pull out the seashell necklace.
Yeah. She's going to take a look at the contents. It's mostly clothes and the bag. And she says, well, for the bag, I can give you about 5 silver, and for the clothes, each piece can go for about 2. For this necklace, well, it's quite nice. The craftsmanship is pretty. And I could give you about 5 gold for it.
Okay. I mostly just wanted to know what it was worth. I don't think I'd like to sell it yet, but
Of course.
I'll sell the rest to you if that's okay.
All right. She'll take it, and she opens up a drawer underneath that has a lock, and she puts it in there. And then another lock drawer opens it, and she says, here you go. Total of a gold and 5 silver.
And now, for information, I would, well, first of all, I would like to know more about those gentlemen that just left. And also, have you had anyone sell you a loot or come through town trying to sell one? I will pay handsomely for information leading to the finding of the culprit.
Those gentlemen they're just thugs, really. They have people here pay them a protection fee. Every day, every week, the fee becomes more and more, really.
Well, that's interesting. That means that they have money. Oh, thank you so much. Do they operate under a name? Do they have a leader?
The only name I know is that man. Main one. His name is Xavier.
Was that Xavier?
Yeah. He's unpleasant man. And you see she kind of rolls her eyes, and she has this dark black hair that's half tied up in a bun with these horns that kind of are close to her head that kind of just decorated and go back. And what else were you looking for? Sorry, I won't charge you for that information, the first one, but
no, I insist. Please, I said I would. And Lucy's gonna slide 5 gold across the table to her.
Oh,
We're looking for a loot. My friend here, we were robbed on the road, and the main thing that seems to have been taken is a loot. Annelisse, would you like to describe it for the shopkeep?
Yes, of course. It is a 6-string loot with beautiful gold detailing around the top, and it is a red wood. Quite plain, quite simple, but very important to myself.
She pauses for a moment. I don't think I've seen a loot in the past few days. I can keep an eye out if you'd like. How long are you staying in the inn? Or I'm assuming you're staying in the inn if you're here.
I mean, well, we will definitely be there this evening. I would assume. But I do not know how long we will stay. I guess we. Is it common that you'd get people coming across here selling things that they have found on the road?
Well, I don't really know if they found it or it's there, but they don't really tell me. But it's common to get people who sell stuff they no longer need or to make money for their travels. It's a little bit of a stop and all-in-one place, really.
So this seems like the most logical place that people would maybe bring it. So
Yes, I deal with a variety of items, really.
Okay. Well, yes, if you hear of anything or hear of anyone trying to sell loot, that would be good because it's most likely going to be it. Do you know if there's anyone else around here that that may actually be buying it?
Maybe the smith, if they had any sort of metallic element that they might want to take out and resell. But and as she's talking, you hear small footsteps running from the top of this 2-story building and down the stairs that are to the side, and you see a small tiefling child, more greenish than the woman behind the counter. Still little nubs in front, horns growing. Their eyes are full gold. And they come running to her with a paper in hand, and you hear, "Look, Mom, I made that drawing." Tivius, I told you to stay upstairs. Mommy was talking with strangers, like, "Yes, but I wanted you to see my drawing." And he shows her the drawing as she picks him up and kind of puts him on her hip. And you all can see it's just like a little crayon drawing of her and him, like stick figures with little horns coming out. There's a cat. There's a little sun in yellow and plants.
Oh my gosh, you are like an artist. This is beautiful. You did this yourself?
I did do this myself. Thank you. You have pretty hair. Is red.
Thank you very much. And thank you. You have beautiful eyes, a beautiful gold. I do like that. It said this, yes.
Thank you. Dad said that they looked like little nuggets of gold.
They certainly do. She'll turn back to the mother and just be like, "You know what you said about the smith? That might be good shout. The gold detailing on it, maybe that's what they've done with it. So I'll go look, but if you hear anything else, please let me know."
Of course. If I hear anything, I will keep an eye out. I'm sorry that the loot was taken from you. I'm sure it meant a lot, it seems, if you're looking for it.
Sure, it will make its way back to me.
Yes. Is there anything else I can help you with? And she says as she readjusts her... She's like 5 years old. The little boy in her arms.
No, I think I am all good. Is everybody else all good here?
Do you happen to have a bundle of arrows?
Arrows? Yes, I do have a bundle of arrows. Give me one moment, and she'll put the kid down. It's like, why don't you go upstairs and pick a spot on the wall and where you put your drawing, okay? And he just goes, "Okay, Ma," and just starts running back, and you see his little tail just switch behind him. Sorry about that. He gets excited. But yes, a bundle of arrows, and she goes to. There's a cabinet behind her, and she pulls a few. How many are you looking for? 5, 10?
Just 10, please.
All right. I would say that will be 10. Will be a gold. So it's a silver per arrow.
Silver. Okay. How much does, air quotes, protection run these days around here?
Well, they come every other week. So if we're thinking monthly, it's about a 40 gold fee.
How many shops are there in this town?
It's just mine and Darla's Inn. There's the smithy that Travels runs, and well, there was a bakery. And she'll kind of look out the window, and you see besides the window is a building that is clearly old and abandoned now, and you see scorch marks around it. Unfortunately, it accidentally burnt down.
Any idea where these gentlemen like to spend their free time and their coin?
Oh, I have an idea.
I do too.
Not really. I don't really deal with them if I don't have to, and once they're out my door, they're not my problem anymore. We all take care of each other, and we try to scrape up as much as we can if someone's missing fees, but we're only 4 little shops at the side where we're not part of a town or a city or even a village. There's not much we can do.
Titus drops 5 gold on the counter and says, "Keep the change."
Really, you don't have to.
It's out of my pocket already. I don't take backsies.
Thank you. And she'll look to you all. Miss What was your name, sorry? And she'll look to you, Annelisse.
It was Annelisse.
Miss Annelisse, and she looks between all of you. I must apologize, as it was me who took your loot.
Oh.
I usually don't do this, obviously, tell people what I do, but you've all been very kind. I hope you can understand why I've done certain things. With this group coming by and taxes being high and the world is just changing and I have to take care of Titus and it's just me and him now. It looked nice. I thought I could sell it.
How much did you think you could sell it for?
A few gold, maybe 10, 15.
10, 15. That sounds fair.
I did not sell it. I had to give it to... Then she'll motion to the door where the 3 men left. If I had it, I would give it back.
And Lisa kind of looked to the others.
I want their money, so I was already planning on going after them. You don't have to tell me twice. And
Well, I did
honestly,
not-
you could have just framed them. That's what I would have done. And she points at the shopkeep.
You could have what? Sorry?
You could have framed them. That's what I would have done. Next time, be smarter about it, because the next people you steal from might not be as nice as us. Well,
Alright.
not as nice as this one. And thumbs over to Annelisse.
Well, I did not want to speak for everyone here, but as soon as we saw those people, I think we all knew where we were going to be going later.
Anthony places a book of alchemical poisons on the counter. I want this one.
Okay.
Oh, and this one. Puts another one on explosives. Oh, and this one puts a old volume of the modern engineering book that Lucy got him for his bookie on his birthday. He didn't have any sun hats, so...
Alright. I mean, you've given me enough money. You can take the books, really.
Puts down 10 gold. Okay. Takes the book.
Kill him with kindness.
You've told us a few things about these people, but I think we might need to know some more. Perhaps you could tell us everything you know about them.
I can. I usually don't ask many questions. Darla will, she's more aggressive with them. But,
I like Darla.
most people do, unless they're on her bad side. She's been a blessing to our little shops here. She tries to help everyone. There's a few of them, I don't know how many, but when he does come around, Xavier, it's not always with the same people. I've seen at least 5 to 6 different faces.
Okay. That's good information.
I don't really know where they go. They kind of just usually head back south. I'm assuming that's where they are.
Well, they have that much coin. I'm sure they have somewhere pretty nice down south.
I don't doubt this is not the only place that they protect. And she'll make air quotes around protect.
Protect from themselves, no?
Yeah.
All right. Well, seems like we need to speak with Darla and maybe some of the other shopkeepers in town. Should we split up?
That sounds good. I don't think splitting up ever causes any problems at all.
I can do a bit of tracking.
I'm not going to steal a full armor set, I promise.
Why would you specify
Why would
that?
you do that? Most importantly, why do you think I would even care?
No, in case somebody wanted to help me steal an armor set.
I'm not helping you steal an armor set.
But it's a nice armor set!
I don't care. I'm going to go talk to Darla. Anyone want to come with me?
I'll come with you. We go talk to Darla.
Before you all leave, I know I have no right to ask this of you, but I was wondering if maybe I could ask you a favor.
Yeah.
Depends on the favor.
Good ask.
If you do find where they are and somehow it's still there, I had to give them a necklace of mine, a gold locket. It's not even the gold I'm worried about, but inside there is a portrait of me and my son and my late husband. I don't even care if the necklace comes back, but if you could get the portrait at least.
We'll do our best if they haven't melted it down already.
Yeah, I figured it wasn't too long ago, but if they've melted it down, then they've melted it down. But I figured it wouldn't hurt to ask.
We'll do our best.
That's all I asked. I appreciate it. And if you need anything else that I can provide, feel free to come back.
Don't worry, I have a feeling we'll be coming back with plenty of coin to spend.
And
Thank
maybe
you.
some gear to sell, perhaps?
Maybe.
I'm more than happy to buy those off of you, especially if it comes from them.
As just a point of contention, Titus walks over to a wall and picks up a spade, like a shovel, and just puts it over his shoulder. Well, I'm gonna hit the road before the trail goes cold. I'll see you all in a bit.
Anthony, are you going with him?
Right, yes. Puts down the gold for the spade. Fine, yes. Follows after Titus.
Thank you.
Should we be worried about them? They're just the abbots. Why do they have a spade?
If you are worried about them, you will be worrying for a very long time. I just ignore them most of the time. Come on.
And you're free to head off. We'll start with, we'll say Titus and Anthony. You are leaving, correct?
Yes.
So, you have your tracker on the person, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Does it say, I kind of went through it quickly, but it doesn't give you like necessarily exact distance, just kind of like a homing kind of thing.
Essentially, like as soon as they walked out the door, then stepped into the mud, Titus noted like, oh, they have size 13 boot prints. Their stride is that long, so I can track them through the mud.
Okay. Roll me then a. Is there a tracking? No, it'd be
It's
perception.
survival.
Survival. With advantage. Or it gives you a +2 already. So,
Yeah.
perception check when you seek your prey. So,
Well, I'm tracking my prey, so it's a survival check.
yeah. So it's your survival check. With that +2.
I'm gonna use a hero point to reroll that.
Remember, you'll start with 1 hero point.
Yes. That should be a 22.
They seem to have left this area, but while there is rain, it is not too heavy. It's just a light drizzle, and the ground is just damp, not exactly turned to mud. And you are able to track your way south. You spent a few minutes going there, and you do start seeing figures in the distance, about 3 people, as they didn't get too far with this time you spent there. And you do see them eventually veering off the path and into a more forested area.
Titus will lead Anthony past that forested area, and then we'll loop in at a further point.
You're able to make your way through this forested area. First is just a few spattering of trees, and eventually It gets thicker and thicker. This forest area goes much deeper than the one that you found on the road the night before. Um, you see all these broadleaf trees that are turning from green to yellow to orange, so there is a colorful variety of them. You hear chittering of squirrels and birds and other small forest creatures. As you are walking through, you do see certain paths that have been... It's like the start of those walking paths that appear over grass when someone has taken the same path eventually.
A game trail, essentially.
Yeah, and you can tell with your knowledge of a ranger that most likely they have taken these paths, someone, whoever they are, to hunt or to forage or to gather food. Do you follow those slight trails back?
Just turning to Anthony. Given the information that we know, there's going to be quite a few of them. You think you're up for a little espionage, or should we turn back with the information we have?
I'm always up for espionage. Are you up for espionage?
I'm a leaf on the wind.
Of course. He kind of pauses and tilts his head. We'll gather the numbers at a distance. If we get caught, just say we are curious and interested as we can bring information from, he kind of gestures to himself, the Underdarks.
Or we're out hunting.
Or we're out hunting, that's fine too. But I don't have any kind of motions to himself. Arrows. Or bows.
It's a learning experience.
You're teaching me.
Play things close to the chest. Don't want to give away too much. In case they also have a cavern elf in the midst and they start asking questions.
Do you know Undercommon?
I do not, sadly.
Me neither. Let's go.
As you continue, make me a stealth check.
26.
23.
Okay, with those rolls, as you follow these trails back, you are out of sight. The growing darkness of the night on your side as you weave yourselves through trees and are able to quiet your footsteps. What's the word I'm looking for? As you make sure that you don't trip on roots and break branches, and you are able to sneak further into the forest. Before we continue, Kira, Annelisse, where are you going?
Back to speak to the
Barkeep?
barkeeper, yes.
Okay.
Darla.
You can definitely do that. You enter. It's a little bit busier. Not busy as like a city or town tavern or inn would be. There's maybe a handful of people. Before there were 5 or 6, maybe there's now 7 or 8. But she's keeping busy in the back bar of the room. And as you walk up to her, and she just smiles at you while she's cleaning some glasses. My friends, anything else I can get you for tonight?
Yes, the drinks later tonight. But can I ask you a rather discreet question, if you don't mind?
Sure. Do you want us to talk elsewhere?
Probably not a bad idea.
All right. I'm due for my break anyway. And she will kind of call to the back for someone from the kitchen to come in and replace her. She's served most people, so it's just refills. And there's like a young, like half-elven boy with like freckles on his face, a smidge of a mustache growing on the top lip, bit of acne as they come back and start taking over. She will lead you to the front and up the stairs. And she just takes you to her room. She lives here, and one of the inn rooms is hers. It's a little bigger The bed definitely nicer, more comfortable. Nothing exquisite, but just comfortable. And there's a table with a few chairs. And she opens the door, lets you guys in, and I'm locking it not to threaten you, but to just make sure no one comes in.
No, don't worry. I don't take it as a threat.
Okay. Many people do coming from me, which I think is hilarious. But she will kind of lock the door. Can I get you at least something to drink here? If this is going to be a long conversation.
Oh, I don't think it will be a long one, though. Thank you, though. We're looking for my friend's loot, as I think we told you last night. And
Was Rasha able to help?
yeah, she directed us that there are some gentlemen who come to town and extort the shopkeepers, and she saw one of them with it.
She gives a big sigh and rolls her eyes. Yes, those. And she says a word in Orcish that translates. I don't know if any of you two knows Orcish. If Anthony was here, he'd laugh. It's a very crude insult. Yes. Well, I'm going to need a drink if we're talking about them. And she kind of opens up.
I would not say no to drink. I'll have a drink.
I'll give you a drink. And she opens a little cabinet and takes out glasses and just starts pouring. It's a whiskey. And slides you one, Annelisse, and takes one for her. What do you want to know about those bastards?
Well, most likely, everything that you can possibly tell me about them, especially the leader, Xavier.
All right. What do I get in return?
10% off the top of our take. I hear they have money.
With how they've hiked their prices, yeah, they probably have lots of money. Well, I wouldn't mind 10% of your take. I would like some collateral in case you don't come back, though.
What do you have in mind?
I don't know. What is this information worth to you? What is this loot worth to you?
Well, we don't really have anything, so that's why I want their money.
All right. Well, how about we trade information for information? It doesn't have to be now, but if you can send the word, then I would appreciate that.
What information are you looking for?
There is a... You said you're going south, yeah?
I think so.
Okay. South... Near... Let me look at my world map, because I don't know my places. South near Kalwa. It's near the coast by the cliffs.
How do you spell the name?
Khalwa.
Khalwa.
Kalwa.
Okay.
It will be on the map if you look at it in our world lore section. It's a few days away, but there is an old mining station. I had a friend that used to work there. It suddenly shut down, but it had a lot of valuable resources, and I would like to see if you can find out why it shut down.
If we make it that far, we definitely can. What was your friend's name?
His name was Boris, a dwarven man, blonde beard and hair. He is pretentious as fuck for a miner, really.
Does Annelisse know anything about a mine closing down or anything? Is she learned anything like that from where she works?
Roll me a society check.
Okie dokie.
Or underworld lore, if you think that applies better. I think that would apply better because of what you're talking about.
Underworld lore. Yeah, sure. Let's roll that. That's a 13.
A 13. You haven't really heard of the mine shutting down. You are aware of it, as a lot of the metals that are exported from Nays come from mines around that area. And you are aware that it's run by a merchant house that lives in Ura, which is the capital of Nays. You haven't heard much of them, but you're aware that those are the owners and that the mines are pretty fruitful, so it is curious that it shut down because there wasn't word of anything like running dry. As far as you knew, it was still operating fine.
Annelisse will kind of just be like, curious that is shut down. We have not heard anything back where I am from that this has happened. You know, who informed you that it had shut down? I would be very much interested in this as well. And she finishes the drink and just sort of like leans forward to pick up the bottle.
Okay. She'll let you. That's another sort of information that you'd have to pay for. As much as I like you two, you're fun and you make me laugh. I am not a gal that gives information for free.
But it is information that may lead to the information you're after. If I know who told you about it, maybe you could find out what happened there.
It is good
And to your
business to
friends.
send someone in prepared for their job. Not gonna lie.
Yes, see?
The person that told me really has nothing to do with what I'm looking for. But,
All
let's
right.
just say, when you work at a roadside inn with many travelers, you hear a lot of information.
All right. Well, if we can make it there, we'll find what you're looking for.
Well, if you can send word, then I can make sure your letter, miss, gets to your, intended target quicker.
All right. So, this Xavier person comes around every 2 weeks.
Every 2 or so weeks, yeah. Collects the fee or tithe that we owe him, quote unquote. He started coming around here about maybe a year ago. At first, it wasn't anything. Nobody really took him seriously. And certain things started happening to people. And, well, some people just paid him to get them off their back. He was quite annoying. There wasn't much. Every 2 weeks, like maybe 5 gold, or like every month 5 gold. For shops, we make a good amount of money, nothing too extreme, but we get a lot of travelers, so it wasn't really a big loss. Eventually, they started getting more aggressive and upping their price. One of us even tried to stop them and just not pay them, and, well, if you've seen the burned down house, well, that's what happened.
What exactly do they use? Just muscle and threats and the occasional bit of arson, or do they have any extra abilities we should know about?
I believe some of them may have magic. I'm not sure, but with how everything's been, if they do, then very much we'll keep it hush hush. Mostly they are a tight-knit group, about 10 of them. I've counted how many different ones I've seen, and so far 10, including Xavier. And, well, they use a lot of brute force, yes, and threats. Mostly.
Do they ever spend their coin anywhere in town? Here, drinking, carousing?
They like to drink here every so often, but after a while they stopped. I kind of started kicking them out. I'll pay them the fee, sure, but they're not going to be welcome in my establishment, thank you.
All right.
Do you know what sort of things they're into? Maybe things they like to do.
Gambling, they like a good pretty face.
I figured that one as much.
Oh, yeah. It's not hard to stroke their egos. They're idiots. Most men are. No offense to your other colleagues.
So they like pretty faces, like bit of gambling. You said they drink a couple times. What was their poison?
So Xavier, the main one, he likes brandy. The other ones, they're good for any high quality ale. Now that they have money to spend. As she says that, she'll pour herself another drink. I would be careful around them. And she leans in. And at that, we'll switch over to Titus and Anthony. Titus and Anthony, with your stealth checks, you, like I said, are able to move without being noticed. And you eventually, after about 20 or so minutes of skulking through the forest, you find hidden in a cluster of trees an older looking cabin. It is larger. It has several rooms to it, not just the one that like the other cabin that you encountered at the beginning of your journey in Maze. It's definitely needs a little bit of TLC, a little bit of cleaning, but you can see a faint light through the windows. There are some have curtains, so you can't see through, but you see the light glowing from behind. Yeah, you see a rather large cabin. You can see that there are two doors to it, two main doors, and a lantern beside each one. And you do see two figures, one by each door. Just sitting. They seem to be taking guard.
Rather fancy establishment for the common thug.
Be a nice little bed and breakfast, you know.
Let's skulk about the perimeter and see if there aren't any other points of ingress.
You go left, I go right.
Don't get caught.
I'm looking for herbs. As he kind of gets up and sneaks around the tree line.
Roll me stealth checks again.
23 for Anthony.
17 for Titus.
You start walking around, going through the trees. You both are fairly confident in your ability, but as you start making your way around, you do see the head of these two guards snap up on alert. As they rolled a 24 and a 23 respectively.
17's a low roll, mine. For Titus.
Yeah. One of them looks up towards the area where you are, Titus. You see their hands going to a short sword on their belt. As they start walking your way, quietly, they don't call out.
If my deception was higher, I could probably go for the meow gambit, but
You could always try.
I think if Titus sees the guard moving towards him, he'll try climbing up into the tree stealthily.
Roll me another stealth check, this time with disadvantage. And Anthony, you start seeing another guard. They seem to have given each other signals to kind of spread around. The same idea, so you go left, I go right, that you guys had. One kind of going towards your direction. And they seem to catch glimpses of you, and you hear the sound of them taking out the short sword from their scabbard. Walking quietly, carefully.
And I make a nature check to kind of find a small white flower with a broad green leaf kind of in this area. I would
Small
say
white
it's
flower. Okay.
hemlock. Anthony would recognize it as a small white flower with broad green leaves, but he might not know its name. But he would know and understand the properties of it.
Okay. Sure. Roll me nature or survival.
21, yes.
With the 21, you do see a patch of these white flowers about 10 to 15 feet to the left of you, away from where the person is.
Right. He's gonna play the oblivious herbologist and just pretend he's gathering herbs.
Okay. Titus, as you quickly scamper up the tree quietly, and hide, um, this thug looks around, trying to see where you had disappeared, and they seem to not notice you in the tree currently as they continue walking around that area. For you, Anthony, you put yourself out in the open as you're looking at endless flowers, and you hear, "Oi!"
He'll kind of just turn, holding a bundle of flowers in his hand, freshly cut. Oh, sorry. Is this your home? There's just a lovely patch of flowers. My partner likes these particular kind, and they're good for our shop.
I don't care what you're doing. This is private property.
Oh, of course. Can I just collect these and go? I won't bother you.
Make a deception check.
21.
Well, they rolled a 5, so you're a bit lost to be foraging so far in. I would appreciate if you would just leave. Thank you.
Of course, yes. Do you want to buy some bread? I'm selling that as well.
Just leave.
Of course. He'll stand. Have you seen my cat?
No, just leave.
He'll kind of stumble backwards. I can't leave without my cat.
That's not my problem.
We'll take a further step back. I mean, I'll pay you for it.
I haven't seen a cat.
10 gold to help me look.
I'm good, thank you. You can make a persuasion check.
Diplomacy?
Diplomacy.
Okay.
Yes, I keep forgetting persuasion is diplomacy here.
Yes. 11.
Okay. Just leave. Thank you.
About kind of gather his stuff, of course, and kind of step back into the woods about 10 feet and kind of just make sure he kind of loses line of sight, waits a few moments to listen.
Okay. Titus, you are in this tree. This orange autumn tree that helps hide your hair quite well, actually. And you start seeing this guard walk right under your tree, looking around. And they're a bit lost. They don't look up, but they start walking deeper to the left, coming from the house quietly. They're pretty good at being stealthy. You don't necessarily hear them, but you have a line of sight. Are you just staying in the tree?
This is in the tree.
You're in the tree.
While he was up there, he reached into like his side satchel and was pulling out some rope and slowly some rope, and he was slowly tying it into a noose. But then he was thinking to himself, no, I should probably not do this here. That would alert them. So he stashes it away and just waits, legs kicked out across the branch, just waiting for them to leave.
Anthony, can you make me a stealth roll, please?
Of course. 12.
Yeah, it beats my roll. So you're able to hide behind these thick trunks as you get slightly closer, just waiting. Eventually, after about 10-15 minutes, Titus, you do see the guards start moving back to their position. And there's a slight talk between the guards, like, I don't know, some guy just getting something about a cat. I don't know. If we see them again, we'll just take them in. It's fine. It's not my problem. It's like, yeah. But they eventually leave and just sit back at their post, Titus and Anthony.
As stealthy as possible, drops from the tree, retreats further into the woods, and goes looking for Anthony. Just like, all
Roll
right,
me a stealth check.
we got our information. Let's get out of here. 25.
Nice, because they rolled a 24.
Also, mind you, this is also another low roll for Titus.
Yeah. Eventually, you kind of reconvene back about 25 to 30 feet away from the entrance of this place, and you see each other across the trees.
Anthony has a bundle of white flowers, and he kind of just makes his way quietly towards Titus. Don't eat these. Don't ingest anything that has these in them.
Noted. Let's get back to the others.
All right.
We am Scray.
Okay, yeah, that's great. And as you get back to the others, the audience will get back to the others as Kira and Annelisse, Darla's leaning in. I don't know about the others, the ones that follow Xavier. But Xavier himself, I've heard some nasty rumors. Ex-military from Nays. But he's got tricks up his sleeve, you know?
What sort of tricks do you mean?
When I say military, we're talking about someone who made a career out of ending people. Not just infantry, but he was high up. When shit started going down, I guess he saw that it wasn't worth it. Selfish bastard, really. Stick around, and I guess he started off, I think, first as a sword for hire. I had seen him around. He looked slightly different, younger. This place a few times, not constantly, but either having work, traveling with people, different people, or looking for work. But now this is what he's doing, and as scary as I believe I can be, I know that he is no fool to be messed with. No.
I guess soon we'll get to see what tricks he actually has.
He's pretty good with a short sword and a bow and arrow, you know?
So's everyone.
I've seen people try and fight him all, and usually he wins. Most of the time. All the time he wins. So I'm just giving you information.
It is appreciated. I mean, from what you're saying, challenging this guy in a proper fight is maybe not wise decision.
Hey,
But there's other ways to get people, you know.
hey, if you can play dirty, then play dirty.
What do you think, Kyra?
I think it seems rather straightforward and should be rather boring.
Or we could try to make it fun.
She just shrugs. We should see what the others dig up.
Of course. She'll finish the glass that's in her hand.
Alright, it was nice talking with the two of you. Feel free
Yes,
to head
thank you.
down, get some food. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my break. Thank you. And as you head down, the group eventually meets, and we'll take a break there, and we'll come back to information sharing session.
Awesome. Y'all don't go nowhere unless it's to grab a drink, grab a friend, or go to hypegoblin.com and check out the schedule for this and other shows like it on my channel, or check out the different ways you can support this show. We'll see y'all in a bit. Everybody wave. Bye.
The day has now turned into night. The two of you, Titus and Anthony, have made it with a slight encounter, but you made it out safely. And you see Annelisse and Kira coming down the stairs of the tavern as you come in.
Oh, good. You're all home.
Don't eat these flowers. Don't ingest these flowers.
Why would I want to eat your stupid flowers?
Just don't eat these ones.
I don't want to eat any flowers, you weirdo.
You could eat flowers, just not these ones.
Again, never interested in eating flowers, yours or anyone else's. So, what did you all find out?
Let's go up to the room and discuss things.
All right.
People.
Turns around, goes back up the stairs.
So they have a sort of building on the forest, about a mile or two out of town. It's a bit fortified, which is strange for some common thugs.
Well, supposedly there's about 10 of them, including Xavier.
We saw 2, which were different from the ones we saw him with.
Apparently he switches them out.
They're quite perceptive and observant, and that's annoying.
All right, what did you do?
Oh, nothing. We were very good people. We did what we were supposed to do.
I hid up in a tree.
I gathered a poison flower in which I don't remember the name of, as he kind of flips through the book.
Which one of you got caught?
I hid up in a tree.
Looks at Anthony.
I talked my way out of it.
All right, so you won't be taking point on this one.
But I don't plan to take point on any of this.
All right, so Titus, can we scale the wall?
Oh, there's no wall. It's just a house in the middle of the forest.
Fortified house in the middle of the forest with 10 men inside.
Sounds like a party to me.
Oh,
Sounds
joy.
like you can burn it. I mean, we shouldn't start forest fires.
In this weather, no. Nothing catches.
Just gotta be a bit clever about it, but yeah.
How armed were they?
Swords, from what we saw.
Just the gods, at least.
Supposedly some of them have magic.
Oh, goody goody gumdrops.
So with the weaponry, do you think that we could reasonably take them? Or were they too well armed?
Unknown, honestly. They might have just had short swords up front, but who knows what they're packing inside. And with mages, you never know.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
The battle plan, if we do storm the keep, so to speak, single out the mages first, take them out so that they can't cast their magics all willy-nilly, and we'll go from there, honestly.
I could go in tonight and find out for you. A woman lost alone in the woods, injured, needing help and assistance. 10 strong, strapping men, all armed to the teeth, willing to take care of her.
That's a hard no.
It's not your decision. I stay the night there. I come back out tomorrow, tell you all what I see while inside.
Annelisse?
I just look. Usually, I think that you have like very, very good ideas. Seem to have like your head screwed on a lot more than the others. But to me, this seems like terrible idea. these are not like people that are proven to be good people. You really think that you're out lost alone in the woods that they're going to be like, oh, sure, you come. Here's a nice warm dressing gown. Have some supper. See you in the morning. I think that they might like try to kill you.
Not if they like a pretty face as much as we've been led to believe that they do. I can handle it. I think you're misjudging how good I am.
It's not a matter of handling it. It's a matter of going in alone without us.
Right,
Yes.
if I go in with you, you've already blown your cover.
I'm still saying we should rethink it.
All right, well, what do we do? Wait for all 10 of them to come outside?
We could do knock knock.
We could do knock knock.
That is a horrible idea because we still do not know what we're dealing with on the inside.
Did you all find out anything on your ends?
Oh, yes, 10 people. The magic thing. That's about it as useful. Apparently there's some issue with mining down south, but...
Anything on Xavier?
Apparently he's... Yeah, sorry, go.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, apparently he has, like, you know, ex-military, used to kill people, may have tricks, likes brandy and pretty faces.
Could I make a genealogy roll?
Yes, you can.
Because I am from here, and Nice is my home state.
You are from Ilrun.
Which has Nice nearby.
It does have Nice nearby. I
might have seen someone somewhere at a gala.
You can, yeah. The AC will be high. The DC will be high because you don't know their last name either.
Mm.
But you can definitely roll.
That was all about to be a 20, but alright. 13.
13. With the 13, the name Xavier does not ring any specific bells. You haven't heard the name Xavier before. People have the same name.
Mhm.
But nothing that comes to mind military-wise, as that wasn't really your
Purview.
Your purview. But you do know, with your genealogy, at least military-wise, there is a noble family. They're not merchants, but they are a very big military family that kind of borders the town of the edge of Nice and Ilbrin. I'm not sure if it's connected, but as you're going through your connections and all that stuff, you do remember something like that.
Wonder if he's the prodigal son. That family up in Nice. Said he's ex-military, correct?
Apparently.
Yes.
Huh. If I had a bit more information, maybe I might be able to narrow down his parentage, but... Xavier's a very common name. Especially among the nobility.
College didn't really bother with Nice too much.
Gee, if only we had someone with the skill set and background to go in and get you the information you need, but no, apparently we don't.
I haven't said anything about you perpetrating your little espionage ruse.
I mean, is it at least like, you know, do you have an idea of a plan of, let's say, it does not go right? Like, you get trapped in there? Like, how do we know that you're, like, needing help? Or do you just never need help?
I mean, it depends on what kind of help you're talking about. But I should be able to get in and out, no problem. I might have to stay the night, but that's fine.
I could camp out in the woods nearby if you need someone to cause a little bit of a distraction.
Maybe.
I'll give you like 5 hours.
Okay. That should be plenty of time.
I could stay like close by, send you a message in your head, you know, like I won't like do it constantly, you know, like every few minutes, because that might be a lot. I don't know what you're going to get up to in there. It might be quite distracting. Like once an hour, maybe. Send you a message. Be like, hey, how you doing? You need help?
We could try. I'm not opposed to it. I'm going to need someone to hit me pretty hard with a branch.
Only if you ask nicely.
Could you please?
What's a safe
Weird
way?
kink.
Just reaching underneath the bed.
When we get out into the forest, please.
Oh yeah, sure.
Do you think we could take a bottle of brandy from the bar downstairs?
Oh, I was planning on buying one and taking it with me in my bag. Also, someone hold my money. I don't want to get robbed.
Sure, let's poison the brandy, just in case, as a backup.
What if they ask Kyra to take a drink first?
You can be clever about it, I'm sure, Kyra.
I'll just take the brandy. A drunk is easier to deal with than a dead body.
True.
But if you want to poison them afterwards, be my guest.
Are we going to do this tonight, or we're going to do it tomorrow?
Well, I'm ready to go now if you want to. We slept most of the day away anyways.
Tomorrow he might have gone like somewhere else, you know, like we know they're there, at least some of them are there.
And you'll have the cover of darkness in the woods.
Either way, it's odd timing, regardless, since Anthony was made earlier.
We
Might
could
as
wait
well
till
do it
tomorrow?
now. I was gonna say, we might as well do it now.
Alright.
They do guard shifts. They don't leave people out there too long, I would suspect.
Alright, well, I'm ready to go when you are. At least you're in charge of my things.
Okay. Great,
And
what?
Kira will relinquish her weaponry and her money to Annelisse.
Titus squats down. Peanut, you're going to stay with Uncle Titus for the time being.
Big lick on your face.
Also, you're going to have to forgive me because I'm going to have to hit Mommy.
You're gonna. He just kind of flops his head to the side. What?
Uncle Anthony, Grandpappy Anthony's going to hold you for that one and turn you away so you don't see. Stands back up, stretches.
Alright. Do you all need any supplies?
Don't think so.
Alright, I'm gonna go buy the brandy.
Go downstairs. Darla seems to be back at her position. Some faces have exchanged in and out. You do see Rasha and Tivius at the bar, just kind of like eating. She's feeding him some late night stew that he seems to be a little messy with. But you do see Darla at the bar, and she just says, "Welcome back."
Hi, I would like a small bottle of your finest brandy, please.
And boom, and she'll just smile, and she turns around, opens a cabinet with a key, and she, you see her kind of pause for a moment, kind of thinking about what to give you. And eventually she takes a bottle. It is a wider bottle with a tall neck. It has this reddish tint to it with a fancy label that says Love Fire Brandy. And you see it's a really nice vintage, and you see a TL at the bottom of the label. And she'll hand it to you.
Thank you.
Sorry, TG, my bad, not TL.
Okay. And Lucy will hand over the money for that.
Mm-hmm.
And-
It'll be about 10 finest brandy. It'll be about, I will say, 8 gold.
Okay. And she will wrap it up in a shirt and stick it in the bottom of her bag.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll just look to Darla and say, if I don't come back tomorrow, just don't bother sending my letter to Ram. Have a good night.
All right. Have a good night, you too.
And she'll leave.
All right. Now, are you leaving alone?
I'll need at least Titus with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Titus has followed Kira down and out.
Okay. Sure. You can definitely lead her to wherever you know the path now with your tracking. And you make it about the rain. It's still a little bit drizzling. It's like constantly drizzling, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna get any worse. But when you get to the more the denser parts of the forest, the trees kind of cover you, and you are able to ignore it mostly. But you're able to get about 50 feet away from where this cabin is.
All right. Titus, here's a branch.
Right. So, just in case you're not able to come towards my location, I'll be here. In 5 hours, should I stumble out into the middle of the road and pretend that I'm a bounty hunter looking for you?
You could do that. Or you could pretend to be my husband. That would be funny as well. Whatever floats your boat.
You know what? I'll wing it.
Okay.
He'll lean over, kiss her on the forehead, and say, "No hard feelings." Thwack!
Go ahead and roll me, we'll say an unarmed strike. I know he's with a branch, but don't know what a branch would do.
Remember, kids, it's not okay to hit your friends unless they consent.
Yeah, Lucy's not going to try and resist it.
Yeah.
She's helping him aim.
Okay, then just roll me damage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, that's 20 to hit.
20 will hit.
4.
You take
Okay.
4 points of damage. And you have a gnarly, scratch and a bit of a bruise that's going to eventually show up on the side of your face. You can pick which side.
Mm-hmm. It'll be on the side where her bangs aren't. And she'll pull out a little hand mirror and just, it's not working fast enough. The party will see it just get darker instantly.
Why didn't you do that in the first place?
She can't create the wounds, but they can make it look like the coloring
darker.
of her skin.
I can change the coloring. I can't physically make a cut up here. Anyways, here. And she's going to take some leaves and some mud and just just rub it on different parts of herself to make herself nice and dirty. All right. Do I look like I've been lost in the woods for an hour?
Titus takes a knife and just nicks part of her shirt and part of her pants, so it looks like she's stumbling through the brambles.
Oh, can you tear it at the seam, please? That way I can fix it later. Thank you.
All right, you look like the aforementioned damsel in distress. Go in there and be safe.
Lucy's going to put her arms out and do a little twirl for everyone to go. Okay, I'm going to go seduce the bad guy. Have fun.
Anthony just kind of watches in trepidation.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've seduced anyone.
What? You're what?
Would you like some practice? Or if you don't, swing that way, I apologize.
Oh, no, I don't need practice. Trust me. It's been a while, it's not many people around, not much. Yeah, I'm good, okay?
You have lovely red hair.
I'm concerned.
Thank you.
As you're having this conversation, Kira.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Once she sees where the house is, she's actually going to circle around and come from the opposite direction as careful as she can so it doesn't look like she came from the road. And she will come through crashing from that direction going, "Hello? Is there any help? Hello, is anyone home?" Just holding on to the side of her head and stumbling forward using the wall to support herself.
Okay. As the crash happens and your voice rings out through the mostly empty forest, you see the 2 men coming from what you assume to be the front side. Short swords drawn, just staring at you from about 10 feet away.
Hello.
Make me a performance check.
I would love to. Get a +6. I love my be gay do crime die. That's a natural 20 for a 26.
Nice.
I love that. I'll just roll for them for shits and giggles, but that is a natural 20. One of them got a 1. It's great. I love
Instantly enamored with this woman.
Yeah. You see one of them kind of step forward, like, Miss, are you okay? And the other one kind of puts a hand to the guy to stop walking forward. It's like, it's just a woman. She's lost. Are you okay, miss?
I hit my head on the branch and I can't find my party. And I don't like the dark. And there's a lot of bugs and I'm covered in mud.
He looks at you and he takes out a handkerchief that he seems to have in his pocket and gives it to you to kind of help you kind of stop any bleeding. It's like, oh, that was a big hit you took.
Is it bad? And she's gonna take her hand away to show the bruise on the side of her face.
No, it will heal quickly, really. I've seen worse. And he looks to the other, the one that's behind him. She says, Jebediah, can you go inside and see if we can find some gauze or something for this lady? He just gives a whatever and starts heading back out inwards. But he will take you to the front of the house, not inside, but to the front of the house with him. Miss, what are you doing in these parts of the woods? This is quite the dangerous part to be in.
I was trying to find the road again. My party, we got into a fight. And then they kept walking, and I got distracted. And next thing I knew, I was turning off the path, and then I was out in the woods, and it was really, really, really creepy. And now I'm here, and my head hurts. We were supposed to be going north tonight, but I don't even know which way north is.
It's all right, miss. We can send you north to the main road. And eventually the other guy comes back and hands him a little small box of a first aid, and he just takes his sit here and to the chair that he was sitting in at the front. Here we go. Let me take a look at that. He starts patching you up, kind of cleaning it, putting a salve on it, some bandages. There, you'll be good as new soon. Would you like me to take you to the main road?
Is it safe to travel the road alone in the dark? I mean, I've heard stories, but I don't know the area very well.
Probably not. Do you know where you're supposed to meet up with your party?
No. We were supposed to be traveling together. I paid them to help me get to the next town, and now I'm here, and all I have is a bottle of whiskey because I gave them the last of my coin.
All right.
Sorry, bourbon, not whiskey.
Brandy.
Brandy. The other B.
The other B. The other one that ends with a Y and the other B. Yeah.
Lucy doesn't screw up, the player does.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's all right. You can wait in the living room for a moment while I and the other guard that you now know is Jebediah, because I think that's a hilarious name. Just gives him a smack on the arm. Really, you're going to take a random woman inside at the middle of the night? It's like, she's lost. Look, she doesn't even have anything on her. What is she going to do?
I promise you can have my bottle of alcohol if you want as payment. I promise I won't.
I won't make a peep. You won't even know I'm there.
It's not us you will have to pay, miss. Let me listen. And he
I
turns the other.
don't mean to make trouble for you and your wife. I promise. I'm so sorry.
No, it's not the. And the guard turns away, and she kind of talks to the other guards, like, "Listen, I'll talk to Xavier. She's lost. What is she going to do? She doesn't have any weapons. You know, anything else we're prepared for. Okay. I know who we are. I know what we do, but this is just a lost woman." And then you hear them kind of talking back and forth, and the male guard kind of looks back to you and then looks back to her and just, "Fine, but it's on your head. Fine, I'll take care of it then. Just stay here and I'll go talk to Xavier." And she will open the door for you and lead you inside. You do see like maybe 2 or 3 people hanging. You enter this room, and it is a room with wooden log walls that are stacked up for as a cabin would, and older, rougher, definitely need some care and love, wooden slat floor. There are a few circular tables. There's 3 circular tables in this room. You see paper, drinks, bowls and plates left out. It seems just kind of like a living space for the people that live here. The 3 people that are there, you see a tiefling man, a half orcish woman, and you also see just a human of nondescript gender. They're all sitting at a table together, and they kind of look up and they make the most confused face once you come in behind the guard.
She is just trying to give herself like just the smallest like space possible to just look totally like unassuming and just like a crying lady lost in the woods.
The woman, it's a elven woman that you're speaking to that helped you. She looks at everyone, just says, "Just leave her alone, she's fine." And she'll tell you, "Just sit here for a moment. No one should bother you. I'm going to go talk to my boss."
Thank you. You're all very kind.
And she will give you a wary smile, and then leaves through this door in the middle, and you are left there by yourself. In the meantime, while Kira is putting on those crocodile tears, what are Annelisse, Anthony, and Titus doing?
I think Anthony has this kind of anxious look about him as he just kind of has found a somewhat dry spot beneath the tree and is kind of rubbing his fingers together, just waiting and listening.
You can make perception check if you wish to listen more.
Yeah, he doesn't hear much beyond the rain. I think he's just a bit too occupied with his own thoughts at the moment.
Yeah, and the light smattering of rain out against leaves kind of filters out some of the sounds as your anxiety kind of takes over. Are Annelisse and Titus doing anything specific, or are they just waiting around?
He rolled a 1, so
yeah.
an 8.
Annelisse just kind of like, she's sort of like standing up against a tree, and she's just like, "How about now? It's been like, what, 10 minutes? I message her now? It's too soon, right? It's too soon. She needs time to like do things." Okay, it's been like 11 minutes now. Do I message now?
No, you wait another 48 minutes.
Is that the rule? You wait like 48 minutes before you send message to someone?
I thought that was swimming and eating.
Yes, see?
Both apply to this situation.
Titus is undoing the knot he made in the rope for the noose in front of everyone.
But is that why do you have a noose?
I was hiding up in a tree the last time we were here, and a god was creeping up under me. I was going to slip it around their neck, jump off from the tree, and hang them.
You can hang someone like that?
If you're heavy
Yeah.
on them, yes. If not, then you wrap the rope around the tree and you start pulling. That way you have a lever and a fulcrum system. Sort of like a pulley.
How do you know this?
I
It's
used to do this a
simple
lot.
physics. Oh.
But those answers were equally terrifying to me.
In my younger years, as a disgraced noble, or a scorned noble, I used to hunt down the people I thought perpetrated the massacre of my family. Sorry if that's a little bit much for a backstory dump.
I was a paid soldier.
Annelisse, make a society roll.
Let me see if I have some dice here.
Mhm.
I'll need someone to let me know what my society's my sheet. I cannot.
I'll look at it for you.
Thank you.
I think it's been enough time for a backstory dump. Here we go.
You have a +1 to society.
That'll be a total of 12 because I rolled an 11.
There are many stories that you've heard of disgraced nobles, though an entire family being taken down is a pretty big situation, a pretty big rumor. You haven't heard anything about it since you came back. It must have happened with your time away. But you have heard whispers of a big family that have been taken down. You're not sure of the details, but you've heard that in your travels. And you know that it is not uncommon for merchant houses to fight, but this is pretty extreme. The only time you've heard about this has been with some cavern, like old cavern elf traditions families that have taken down other higher ranked families for gain of power, but that's like deep in the underground world of where you are. Not an underground as in like actually underground in the dark caverns of Kalish.
Well, you seem to have a very, very colorful and interesting past.
I've mellowed out since then.
I don't think I would have if I had been through that. I think I'd still be like, bah, you know? Like, don't think I'd be that mellow.
A lot of pipe weed and alcohol help.
There it is.
No, honestly, it comes with perspective. You get into it long enough, you get tired of it. And I found something different to fight for. I'm researching on the side, but getting home takes precedence at this point.
Yes, I understand that. You know, we'll find a way for you. For all of you. I'm sure. There has to be a way back to your home. Perhaps you can stop all of this from happening, no?
With that, go ahead, continue.
I know, she was just gonna literally be like, well, it's been 15 minutes and, you know, I'm not actually trying to get a date from her, so I'm gonna try and maybe message her now, okay? I'm sure it's not too soon.
Anthony reaches over and just kind of grips Annelise's wrist gently. We wait.
Okay.
Patience is part of this game. As much as I don't care for it, we have to put trust in her.
Fine, well, if she's hurt, I will tell her. I tried to call her first, but she said no.
No,
She's very, very resourceful, and I need to understand that more and more as we go into this thing, and I understand that to a degree, but he kind of just leans forward, exasperated. This is a half-assed plan.
With that last statement of exasperation, Lucy or Kira, You wait, and no one bothers you. The 3 people that are on the opposite table do exchange glances at you, and they seem poised for anything, but they don't bother you. You wait a few minutes. Is there anything specific that you're doing while you're waiting?
She's gonna sit there for a few minutes, just being an awkward person in a space that they've probably figured out by now they shouldn't be. And she'll start rummaging through her bag and pull out the bottle of bourbon, and she's holding it in one hand while rummaging through her clothes with another, and pull out a shirt, and she'll just turn to the others and
I have another shirt. Is there somewhere that I can change? Please?
They look to you, and they look to each other.
If you don't mind, I can do it right here. I'm just a little shy.
They just look to each other and go back to what they were doing. They don't seem like they're gonna help you.
Right.
she's just gonna uncork the expensive bourbon and take a sip.
Okay. It's real nice. It's got a tinge of sweetness, of fruitiness, and it still tastes the alcohol, but not in a bad way. And it's just this kind of nice, full-bodied flavor, and it goes down very smooth.
She'll just put the shirt, just kind of tuck it back into her bag loosely, and just sit there with the bottle in her lap.
As you do that, a few minutes after, you do hear footsteps, heavier footsteps, coming down, and through the door comes out the woman that helped you, and another figure. And you see a familiar face of the man you saw at the shop, Xavier. He's older, a human, probably in his late 30s. He has a nicely trimmed and shaved mustache and beard, and slicked back, kind of just like freshly bed tousled, but like definitely it looks good type of hair. Shorter, dark black. You see a few streaks of gray kind of appearing. And still in that same armor that you saw, that while you can tell that it has been put together, it is a very, very sturdy type of armor. And he comes down and says, "So you are our guest."
And she'll turn around and just say, "Oh, you were in the shop today. Hi."
That I was.
She's just holding like a shirt and her bourbon bottle.
Yes, I'm so sorry to impose on your group's hospitality, but I got turned around and I lost my group, and they were very kind to patch me up.
Very kind indeed. And he'll look to the woman, who kind of glances down. Strange for my people, but should expect the unexpected, shouldn't I? And he comes and he sits across from me at the table, comfortably sits back. How did you find your way here, Miss?
Oh, you can call me Kira. Well, I was in the woods, and then I ran into a very large tree branch, and then I kept going in the opposite direction of the branch, I think.
We've been getting so many disturbances today. That's strange, but nothing like you.
Disturbances?
Nothing to worry your pretty little head over.
Oh, okay. I offered to pay your people for their kindness, but well, I have a shirt and I have bourbon, but the people I paid to take me on the road, they have my money.
Never give people you don't trust your money, dear.
Oh, I trusted them at the time.
And as you're talking, his hand just reaches out and takes the brandy bottle.
Oh yeah, the brandy.
The other be alcohol.
You're more than welcome to have some. It's nice, I think.
He uncorks it, smells it, takes a swig. It is a nice one. He looks at the bottle and the label. It's like, oh, good vintage, good brand, good distributing. True glories are also always a good one to buy from.
True what?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So I am always here to help a lady in need. I am a gentleman after all. You can stay here though. It's not much of a private area. My people sleep in a big common room, but you're more than welcome to take one of the rooms upstairs. They're more private.
That's very kind of you. Thank you so much.
Of course. Where are you traveling from, if I may ask, Miss Kira?
Well, I came up from the south through one of the shipyards, and I'm actually looking for my family. I was supposed to go to what was the name of the village?
What's the village that we came from north of us?
I was supposed to go to Ladros. Someone said that they could help me there, and so that's what I was supposed to be going. And I think that's nearby. Is that nearby?
It's a few days from here.
Oh. The party I was with was supposed to take me there, but we had a bit of a disagreement, and here I am.
Took your money and wrong. Wow. What a bunch of bandits, really. And are you just meeting family?
I hope
Anyone
so.
of note?
I
If you give me a family name, I might be able to track them down.
I would love to, but I don't even know my own birthday. I've actually never met my family. I was raised by someone else, and a lady in the cave told me that they were still alive, so I thought, well, now or never. I'm not getting any younger.
A lady in the cave. What wonderful stories you tell. Roll me a persuasion check. Or deception check, my bad. Deception.
Nope, that's my fidget toy, not my dice. Alright. Say 13 plus... You said...
Deception.
Where's... Deception, that's a +1. 13 plus 1, 14?
Well, I would love to help you reach that first family reunion. It sounds like a sweet time, really. And, who am I to say no to a young woman in distress? A pretty one at that.
Thank you.
So, you can stay here for the night. That's no issue. I'll take you to your room if you'd like. It's nothing special we have. We don't get many guests until today, it seems.
Oh, well, that okay. That would be nice. Thank you. I'm getting a little woozy.
Of course. He'll look to the female guard that helped you. He's like, Laris, look, I'll help her from now on. Don't you worry about it. And he will lead you through the same door that the woman, now Lara's, that you know, took you. And you see it's a little like fire room place. Let me open that door for you. It's right here. And again, it's not definitely the place needs a little bit of TLC, but you see a longer room with a fireplace at the end, a few chairs and trunks and boxes there. Nothing, they haven't done much with this room, and an old bare rug. There is a ladder at the corner of the room where he takes you and just after you.
Oh, okay. Your house is very nice.
Well, It was made with fine craftsmanship, but it does need a little bit of care. We're trying to get something up and up.
You know, I once worked with a tailor for once. If you'd like me to sew you a curtain or two, I can probably do straight lines overnight.
That would be lovely, but you are our guest. Who am I to put you to work?
Thank you.
And she'll start climbing up the ladder.
I climb up the ladder, and he climbs up behind you, and you see it's a smaller place on the layout up the bottom. It's a narrow hallway with a few doors to the left side of you. There are 3 doors in total, and he takes you to the one at the end to the right. He opens it. It's a little dusty, and there's a bed in there, but a few boxes. He says, I hope it's not too cramped for you, Miss Kira.
Oh, no. I spent most of my trip sleeping in the woods, so this is nice.
Of course.
If you don't mind me asking, what's your name?
Oh, you can call me Xavier.
It's really nice to meet you, Xavier.
It's nice to meet you too, miss. Now, I'm sure you've been tired, so feel free to rest up for the night. I'll make sure none of my men bother you.
All right. Oh, do you have any eggs?
We might in the kitchen.
If it would be all right, I would love to maybe make omelets for everyone in the morning. I'm not very good in the kitchen, but I do know how to fry a mean egg.
Well, we'll see when the morning comes then, yeah? I'm sure everyone will love a home-cooked meal. We don't get those often.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do none of you cook?
Some of us do. More of a hunt and game than anything, but
well then,
good breakfast.
Please, you have to let me cook for you in the morning.
Of course. Now, in you go. Should be in a little lantern over there.
Thank you.
Small light.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
And she'll go to the lantern.
Of course. He closes the door behind you, and not too long you hear a lock turning. You see that this is a small room. Like I said, there's a makeshift bed in the corner. Some dirty rags on the floor, some old rummaged through crates and boxes. And there's one window that you see is completely boarded shut.
Okay. She's gonna take the blanket off the bed and shake the dust off of it over in the corner.
Mm-hmm. You can definitely do that. And while this is happening, Titus sent me Annelisse, my darlings.
That should be about an hour.
Okay, let me see. I need to get like as close as possible because it might not, I don't know how far away she is. It might not like work and, you know. Okay, let's just try it, okay. Hello, Kyra. Do you hear me? How are you? You okay? Still alive? You can reply.
Is there a word limit on message in the system?
Let me double check your...
Okay.
I do not know.
It's okay, I got it. Message... Your mouth was quietly while they're transferred to the ear of the target while others can't hear your words any better than if you normally mouth them. The target can hear your words as if they were standing next to you. The target can give a brief response as a reaction or as a free action on their next turn if they wish, but they must be able to see you and be within range to do so. If they respond, the response is delivered directly to your ears, just like the original message. So you can cast it, but the target must be able to see you to respond.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's no reply. I think she's dead.
That's a very big jump in logic, but... Alright.
As you are all there, it is not hard to see that you see the second guard come out, take back their post, and after them you see about 3 other guards that come out and start doing rounds around the house.
Oh. They didn't do that before.
They did not. You know,
Suspicious.
there's like 4 of them outside, and we know there's a total of 10. So, if we just get rid of these 4, we only have to deal with 6.
Your math is impeccable.
Thank you. I've been practicing.
That's great, but are you good at ambush tactics, Annelisse?
Well, no.
Then we shouldn't
Unfortunately,
do that.
without my loot, I am not as good as many things. Like, I used to be able to do more things, but without my loot, kind of restricted.
Is it just your loot, or do you need any musical implement?
I think that anything musical should work. Maybe I could make something that would work.
Also, I read in our Zoom that Kira has something they'd like to try.
Yes. While you're all discussing that, Kira, what would you like to try?
So I'm guessing that Kira/Lucy has been just ticking down the time in her head and has realized that she was supposed to receive a message by this point. And when she doesn't, since she is in the room alone, locked in.
You received the message, you just can't respond to it.
Oh, I can't respond to it. Okay.
Yeah.
So what she will do is instead, I forgot that I had this spell, Thoughtful Gift. She will take a small piece of paper out of her bag and write on it. And she will write, I'm okay. They've locked me into a bedroom. I think they're trying to decide whether or not they can trust me. I should be good for the night. I'm going to cook them eggs in the morning. She will fold that up and will teleport that to Annelisse, hoping that Annelisse is within 120 feet of her.
She should be.
And the spell is you teleport one object of light or negligible bulk held in your hand to the target. The object appears instantly in the target's hand if they have a free hand, or at their feet if they don't. The target knows what object you are attempting to send them if the target is unconscious or refuses to accept your gift, or if the spell would teleport a creature. Even if that creature is inside an extra dimensional container, the spell fails.
You receive this note that appears in your hands, Annelisse, a little crumpled up piece of paper.
Oh no, it's a note. It's going to be a threat. She's dead. Definitely dead. They've killed her. They know we're here. They're going to do everything. All because I have to get the loot. I don't know. I'm so sorry.
And opens it and holds it up to Annelisse. What does it say?
Okay. It says, I'm okay. Oh, she's fine. Good. I told you she'd be fine. She's got this. Like, oh, you're all so worried, honestly.
We'll just turn the paper around to read it and hand it back to the Annelisse. Okay.
Okay. But she's locked in her room. I'm pretty sure that's where she likes to be anyway. She's going to cook them eggs in the morning. Interesting choice. Cool. Yeah. But I think that we're all good. Do we camp here for nighttime and, wait for the smell of eggs?
Yeah, we can. Well, it's too rainy to actually. Yeah, we'll stay here.
Maybe move off a little bit further from their initial perimeter. Looks like they're giving a wider berth than the patrols.
True. I thought you said you had a nice tree that you were in before. Maybe we could do that again.
Oh, that was across the way. I don't want to hit the main road. Though, that could be funny.
What could be funny?
Oh, there was a Mama's play that used to play in Ilrun where it was a child protecting himself from home invasions. And to do so, he would trap up his entire abode with less than non-lethal implements. I could spend the night trapping this entire forest and leading everyone through a wild goose chase.
That's
Oh, I
a lot
love
of
the chase of
noise.
the wild goose. Do it.
Anthony, I'm very sneaky. Listen, trust goes both ways. I trust that you can do the things you can do. I hope that you can trust that I can do the things I can do.
I trust you. I don't trust towards the patrol, them.
And that goes the same way as well. I trust you to pick flowers innocuously in a forest.
Look, just because I found poisonous flowers.
It's an option. It's an option.
We need rest, and that's my main concern. I think that staking in shifts, setting traps during your shift, if you take soon during your shift, I will be more okay with it.
The last time I took a shift, it got us to this situation now. But I am happy that you now trust me to do it again.
Oh, I was talking about Anthony. I can't say that with a straight face. I trust you, Annelisse.
I'm mildly concerned about you, Annelisse.
Mild concern is probably most people's reaction, I guess. So that seems fine. Mild concern.
Anyway, we're walking, we're talking.
Oh, okay.
Quietly.
Okay.
If you do a trap setup,
They'll be in 5-foot intervals, and I will mark them with a tree. Look for the white X in chalk.
good lad. Kind of just reaches over fondly, ruffles Titus's hair.
You know about the, I forget the name, but it's a technique used in exploring forests where you draw direction so you don't get yourself lost.
Hobo marks.
A map?
No, you mark a tree in a direction, and you make sure you can see where they are. I'll show you.
They're quite fun, actually. It's an experienced trail marker would, as he kind of walks away explaining this all to Annelisse.
Real quick, what is the plan for you three? I got a little lost in all the RP. What is the exact plan that you're doing?
Before Titus goes to bed, he's going to set a number of traps in the forest and road so that if Kyra needs a quick out, then we can trail through those and avoid our traps while they fall into it.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna home alone them, basically.
Okay. That's fair. Just prepare how many. Tell me how many, and when you prepare them, like, what exactly?
I don't know, because I can do it quickly.
Well, you decide when I'm about to switch over. While I'm switching over, you decide how many, and then let me know. And
How much
where
time
you place
do I
them.
have?
I mean, if you're sleeping, that's...
You
At
probably have
least a few
2 to 3 hours between all of us.
I have to work out how many actions, because I guess, because I can set a trap with 3 interactions as opposed to 10 minutes.
I will say then that's probably about a minute for each trap to set it up, which is a lot.
120, and then plus an additional 180 traps throughout the forest.
Yeah. You will have to roll me stealth because there are now guards patrolling the area.
Titus setting traps. Ain't no one gonna hurt my girl.
Ain't no gonna hurt. They gonna hurt.
As Annelisse sets up 10 of them when she goes to pee in the middle of the night.
Anthony will give you, with gloves and wrapped cloth, the stem of the hemlock and say, if you want to put this on the sharp pointy bits, don't touch it, don't adjust it, don't let points the dog, and soon don't let them
Oh,
adjust.
I have something for these.
Peanut is just in like a little papoose in front of you, Titus.
Oh, look at him. Not a thought in the world. Not a thought between those eyes.
No.
27 as a stealth check.
Oh. 27. Okay, we'll keep these rolling throughout the night. I'll have you make a series of them. I will say for every stealth check, you can set up 3 traps. Okay? Before we continue that, as you are setting up these traps, actually, roll me 2 more for the next it will take you longer being stealthy. So I'll say for the next hour or so, roll me 2 more. Ooh.
A 30?
Fucking, I forgot that was your natural 20 thing. Okay.
And a 29.
Nice.
Essentially, like, the guards pass by Titus, and he just, like, leans out from behind the tree and then leans back in.
Must have been the wind. So you're able, throughout the next few hours, you're able to set up these traps. I will say then, with how successful your stealth checks were, and that setting up traps and making them is just a feature that you have with your background, for the next 2 hours, you can set up a total of about 10 traps.
That's way better than 180 traps.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have you do 180 traps. While that's happening, are Anthony and Annelisse doing anything?
Avoiding traps.
Avoiding the traps?
I won't set them in our general campsite area.
It's okay. You can just wait. That's not an issue. I just wanted to make sure you weren't doing anything else specific.
Nah. She's
Okay.
I think Anthony will just lend any mild adjustments that Titus might need, but other than that, he'll just keep his watch.
Okay.
He's putting his trust in the party.
Could I come out of the woods with some dramatic flair?
Sure. What is your dramatic flair?
There is a twig that snaps right outside the line of the campfire, and what looks like essentially a person with a cloak covered in leaves and 2 like branches stuck into their like hood for antlers comes walking out, the bow drawn at their side. Oh, hey.
Let's see.
If you're going for the leshy look, more moss.
I was going for unspeakable horror, but this works
Leshies
too.
are unspeakable horrors. I mean,
I find them quite cute, thank you very much.
Sure, if you like demons.
Why are you dressed like a bush?
Make all the boy moose go whah.
No, I said never mind. Never mind. It's fine.
Oh, sorry. I kind of got into the swing of things, and I felt it appropriate to be some sort of witchy in the woods. It's been a very long
Like a
time.
moss at your face, Titus.
As this is happening, Lucy, it's been a few hours. Are you just settling down for the night? Or what exactly are you doing?
No, she's still trying to draw attention to herself with this guy. So she's just going to play the I can't sleep yet card, and she is just humming sea shanties to herself since she just said that she was apparently recently sailing. And she is going about the room. She's changed her blouse to one that's no longer ripped and dirty. And she's using the old one inside out to go around the room and just dust and clean. So anyone below her will just hear her like humming to herself and walking about the room. Probably light objects moving as she moves them to dust. Because you don't just dust around things, people. You pick them up and you wipe under them.
You don't have to call me out. Anyway, as you're doing this, you do hear some footsteps, and you hear the lock of the door open. And as the door opens, I need you to make me a will saving throw.
Will save?
Mm-hmm.
It's an 8. 19?
All right. With a 19, as you are just dusting and humming, for a moment, you hear the door open behind you. And as you go to turn around, you feel all the muscles in your body lock up.
She's just frozen with her hair like wrapped up, and she has like the light in one hand, and she's just dusting with the other hand.
And you hear 2 sets of footsteps coming. By the way, for those that are watching, this is not a game that has anything of the devious nature when it comes to all that. It's not gonna happen. Just as nobody's like.
You got my full
anxious on
trust,
their
girl.
scene. Yeah. Before the viewers. So your back is to these people. You see the light of the hallway empty, come into the room. And you see a figure behind you. And slowly, things in your hand get put down gently. Your hands get tied to your back. You get seated in a box in one of the crates. And your feet get tied. And you see an unknown person doing this as Xavier eventually walks into the room and does like a motion of their hand to the other person. They're wearing a half mask, so you're not sure what they look like, other than you see just normal humanoid ears, the rounded human ears. And the person steps back. You can hear them make an incantation, and your muscles are not locked anymore. And before you can say anything, Xavier just sits on a box across from you as the other person leaves and locks the door. Now, please avoid any screaming. Loud noises give me a headache.
Lucy sneezes.
Now, I would like to know why you are here. Tell me all the stories you want about meeting your family and losing your group and your money that you want. But I'm not a common thief, Miss Kira. Why are you here? And with that, we will see you all next week.
Alrighty. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight. We're going to go around and say our goodbyes, and we'll catch you all next time. Y'all go ahead and kick it off. Hey everyone, thank you for joining us for tonight's episode of Nexus Adventures. Don't forget to leave us a review on your podcast platform of choice. It really helps our show grow. Anthony was played by Jen. Annelisse was played by Robyn. Lucy was played by Sarah Roberts. Titus was played by RJ. Your GM tonight was Alyssa Vamp. Check out our show notes for cast info and links to the Hype Goblins affiliate sponsors. Codes provided will help further support the show as we purchase new Pathfinder content for the GM and cast. If you'd like to join us for our Patreon-only after show, visit patreon.com/thehypegoblin. This show and others like it are made possible by the generous support of our patrons.